What's going on, YouTube? This is Lance Excalibur.
AJ. So, anyway, now we got the way. If you've already checked out our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. video, if you haven't done, be sure to go check out that out right now. But today we're here to talk about The Flash, episode 2, season 2, and
yes.
I have a couple of things to say about this episode.
Okay. The Flash. First off, I enjoyed the Flash. Man, I enjoyed the Flash. The Flash is giving me what I'm looking for. It's not hitting no left turns, left field. It ain't going on. It's giving me exactly what I'm looking for. Like the whole thing. Okay, everything. Okay, what? What about the show?
No.
You always got some negative reservations.
But you always have negative reservations for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So let's just agree with God, bygones be bygones.
Fine, but what's your problem with the Flash?
Okay, first and foremost, I'm just gonna bring this up because since no one else is bringing this up. Barry, are we just okay with murdering people? Because yet I have still
he's just killing people left and right.
And the fact that nobody brings it up.
Barry, dude.
Because and one point, I go to a comic book shop, Galactic Quest Comics, and one person said, "Well, you don't know he's murdered." I was like, you know how you know he's murdering him? Because there's no mention of them being in prison afterwards.
Right,
let's go collect the bodies.
They are dying.
Yeah.
He is killing. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of. I feel like this is their way of addressing all these prisoners being locked up. It's like, we can't. He's right. You can't just have them all locked up. So he's just murdering. It's like Earth 2 humans don't have rights. It's like that's what it is. Earth 2 villains don't have rights. So I can just kill them all because the one that here is still alive. So I ain't gonna go to jail for murder because that dude's still living. So it's just like murder. And it's just like in the first episode, it was like, oh, well, homeboy's already dead on our planet, so I guess I can kill him. Murder. Like he's just murdering people left and right. And the most messed up part about it is he's killing them and then having a nice day after. Like he's gonna have some coffee lattes. He's just like. We the Flash. Like you just killed 2 people.
And I wouldn't have a problem with it if people brought it up, but no one, not Cisco, not Caitlin,
they ain't talking about it.
No.
And look, when he taught him the move, he was like, "Yeah, you gotta shoot him with lightning and boom, and hit him with glass, and he's gonna explode." And then Barry was like, "Yes." It wasn't no way. Is that gonna kill him?
Wait, can I ask a question? How come you're not getting on Barry for being murder Flash, but yet you still even get on Gordon for being murder Gordon?
I ain't gonna lie, he is murder. He's murder Barry right now. Murder Barry is on a rampage right now. You see, what's so awesome about it is that he's doing it with a good heart. Like he's not torn up at all. He's just like, at least when Gordon goes murder Jim, you know what I'm saying? He goes like, and then he throws him out the window and he feels bad about it. Oh shit, I don't know what. Like murder Barry is just like, you're dead now. The Flash. It's hilarious. It kind of makes. It's kind of like one of those things where adults see it and we know that he got murdered, but kids see it, it's just like, oh, the Flash won. And that's it.
And see, that there itself goes one of my biggest problems with The Flash as a show. But we argue about that all the time. Well, if you really want to see how we feel about The Flash and that like that, check out our nerd talk on Dark and Gritty versus Light and Witty. But focusing just on this episode, on the Flash, one of the Flash that practice murdering people, then everyone has Hamilton Wells PTSD. Was looking like, oh, I can't do it because Hamilton Wells did this. Oh, my powers might be evil now.
In defense of everybody who has Hamilton Wells
PTSD. Hashtag Wells PTSD.
Look, I will say this. I understand Barry's point of view because he really was like a father.
Right, and also he turned out to murder your mom.
Yeah, turned to murder your mom.
And everything you wanted to do,
So literally, for Barry, I understand the PTSD. Like I understand him not trusting Jay. I ain't gonna lie. If I was him in his position, I would have had Jay Garrett in prison. You ain't getting out. Like you clearly you must be evil coming here knowing all my secrets.
It's hold on. I got a point to make about that.
I'm just saying for Barry, I understand, but for Cisco's PTSD, his Wells PTSD was just kind of sporadic. It was kind of all over the place. I understood it, but it was just like.
But this is one of those things where for them to be like 6 months has passed. It feels like for all this for all the tension that's going into it.
It happened last week.
Yeah, this happened like last week. Yeah. And like no one has shown significant growth.
It was no healing then. Like everybody kind of split apart, and it was like no healing.
And I understand that, but even if you had seen little bit aspects of them trying to deal with it in their own ways, but it didn't quite work out. Only by coming together were they able to be fully healed. Yeah. To give that feeling and impression, to even have Joe being a cop, being like, yo, I knew something was wrong, but like I didn't pipe. For him to go through that as a cop and everything else, I want to see that. But then that might also be getting a little bit more into the darker and gritty aspects that we often argue about. But now let me bring up the real point. The real point. Jay Garrick. Let me put this in real perspective. I'm going to rant. I apologize. Okay. Jay Garrett. Okay, with no money, no social security card, no job training, okay, gets dropped into this earth, and yet for 6 months he's able to find out everyone. He knows where they go, what coffee they drink, how they like their latte, where they pick up their kids at, and everything else. He knows everything about the team while just watching them for 6 months. And I'm looking like no other reporter, no other investigator, no private investigator, no conspiracy nuts, no. In the age of the internet, no one else has tried this and just walk up in there.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay, hit me out.
Comic book logic. That's it. Listen, everything don't have to be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. logic that has to have a mathematical, scientific understanding of why this happened. Sometimes, and I ain't gonna lie, me personally, sometimes I love when people don't over explain stuff. Just tell me because he's strong like that. Okay, cool. Because he's Flash like that. Okay, cool. And because Jay Garrett is just Jay Garrett like that, and they're just trying to push along the plot to get to something interesting more faster. I don't want to see half an episode of him figuring stuff out and get on the internet and going to school.
I'm not saying.
All I'm saying is just comic book logic. That's it. That's all.
And
thank you for that.
And you know what? That is why.
In my own head, I can imagine what he probably went through. I don't need a full explanation.
But hold up. But what he probably went through doesn't make any lick of sense. Or if he did go to it, why is he special? Comic book logic,
Comic book logic, and the fact that if you want to get technical, you could say he's been a speedster for a whole year longer than Barry. The cities are similar, you know what I mean? Because it is a mirror world. So maybe he's been speeding around so much that he kind of knows what to look for in certain people to see what fits into a certain thing. He has an idea. Maybe it's like, because like what's her name say? Remember they was doing a test on him, and she was like, okay, his reflexes are way higher than a normal human. He has his regenerative powers are higher than.
No. He actually said he had no power.
He had no speed force, but his physical ability was
actually below.
Was that of someone who could possess the speed force. No. That's what she said.
Okay.
You're not paying attention.
Okay,
she was complimenting him, saying no, his abilities, like his physical aspects, are that of beyond a normal human, but it's no speed force.
Wait. I just want to bring this up side of the point. I kind of feel like maybe Caitlyn is not loving Robbie nearly as much because she was feeling on his chest, kind of. It's like, that's another conversation for another day. But here's I'm just saying if Caitlyn and Jay Garrett got together, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of wouldn't be mad at that. But that's not the point. You changed the subject. Here's my point: that she did say you need to go back and watch the episode if you want. Okay. She did say that his physical ability was very high as far as like somebody who could possess, but she's like he does not possess the speed force, so that's the only thing. So that's the thing about it. So maybe by his being heightened as far as like physical ability, he's able to see when he's you know what I mean.
So let's put this straight. Jay Garrick is an anime character where he's protected by main character protection.
Yes.
And so therefore he does not need to eat, sleep, or breathe or figure out how to change clothes or wash himself for 6 months, and he just knows everything. He does everything really well.
You got it.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay. You heard it right here. Comic book logic just fixes all.
Comic book logic. I like comic book logic. No, you know what? And certain shows can get away with it. So, like The Flash can get away with comic book logic. The Arrow can get away with about 50% comic book logic. 50%. I would give them because they like to go dark. The darker you go, the more you have to explain. That's just how it is.
And you know what? See, that kind of serves as a tour. I like when they explain everything. I like tracing the clues and everything back. And for me, it was just one of those huge things. Like so. Basically, him out of all people can just figure this out. And even if it was something about, even if it was just a line of dialogue, where like you said, I've also met Caitlyn in my time, and I know how Starlights work. A simple line of dialogue, bet, I got you. Dude, how you been feeding yourself for 6 months? That's what I want to know, because you ain't got no job and everything else, and you ain't got no money and no special skills. What you been doing, homeboy?
Comic book logic. On this one, I can imagine like him like saying, because he's such a good at two shoes guy, like even more than Barry. He's like, ma'am, I'll help you with your groceries. Oh, you're such a good young man. Have a piece of bread. Thank you, ma'am. And then
I think he goes around the corner and washes himself with some rainwater.
That's not true. Where's he sleeping? Where's he washing? It's true. We don't know. Comic book logic. That's all.
But then you know what else? Maybe they're gonna explore that in future episodes.
I ain't gonna lie. I would not be surprised if they did.
And you know what's really important? Like I'm gonna forget Jay Garrett. Zoom has finally appeared.
The Candyman himself. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, and for anybody, because this has been a long term speculation that's been going on since the season first started when it was announced that Tony Todd is voicing Zoom. So, and that's the Candyman if you guys don't know. Now, the unfortunate truth is that there's not enough black people in this world, right?
Yeah, I know. Wait. In this world, or as in the Flash world?
In the Flash world.
I want to say that because even you brought.
That's what I meant. The Flash. I mean in this world.
Okay. I was saying, even in the Flash world, I will say this. You actually brought up an excellent point. Where the Flash exists in a world where there's no sense of like racism, discrimination.
That's very true. And I kind of like that.
And I would find that's actually one of the things I like. Everybody is just everybody.
Everybody's everybody.
You know, and I'm looking like, you know what?
We need to make more stuff that kind of like. I feel like every other show, like even in the era, right? We have Diggle. Nobody's brought up anything racial with Diggle, but I still feel like he's the token black guy. I still kind of feel that way. Because he is the token black guy, that's right. But everybody, the black people in the Flash don't feel token. They feel main character status. You know, even though Diggle's the main character, he still feels kind of token a little bit. Also, right? Even though he's gangster,
but you know what? But you know what else I would say? I think it's also the strength of the actors themselves.
That's true.
Because Joe, coming from Law and Order and everything, they come from a long way. I always been a fan of his as an actor. He always brings life to each
always brings life. That's very true.
And I think even if he didn't have any dialogue, if he was a mute character, he would still bring that much life to the character where he would still have the same level of main
But back to the point though, Tony Todd is voicing Zoom, and what other black character they're going to be introducing later is Wally West. Wally West is going to be introduced later as Kid Flash later on in the second half.
Right, but is Wally West going to be the same Kid Flash from the comic books with being half?
No, he's going to be they're kind of doing their own thing a little bit. They've been merging Flashes. Like Barry's kind of merging between like the female Flash.
What female Flash?
No. What's her name? The chick that they just taught Spivot that just joined it.
Yeah.
Like in the comics, there was an arc where she was like a forensic scientist, and like this was their homage to like giving to that. Like she was like, oh, I read all your stuff. That's kind of saying because in the comics she actually was like the female Flash for a little while, and she was a forensic scientist. So they brought her into it. They kind of merged it a little.
Tell me, you know what?
What?
Comic book logic.
Comic book logic.
I'm just gonna go with that.
But see, there's in the comics and the shows they kind of did it different, which I like how they did Spivot in the show. I actually like her in the show a lot.
I like her in the show a lot too. I ain't gonna front. Spivot is my Flash crush.
Yeah, she is. She's pretty. Okay, you keep messing up my point. Tony Todd. The whole point I'm trying to make. Tony Todd is like I believe Wally West is Zoom from the future that want to come back, and like, cause especially because he keeps saying I want to be the best, I want to be the best. They keep using that phrase, not like I want to destroy the world. Now he just says like I want to be the best and I want to be the only speedster. So I feel like in the comics, Wally West had like this whole like I want to be better than the Flash kind of thing going. Like he always wanted. So it kind of makes sense that Zoom is Wally West in the future that kind of went evil from maybe Earth 2 or Earth 1. Who knows? This is kind of that's my theory.
That's your theory, and comment down below. We want to see how you develop that. But also, I just want to say this right here. I'm very interested to.
Whoa! Before that happens, rewind everything else. Now we've heard comic book logic many times in this video. Knock that off. Remember in the beginning when these two went, why has no one pointed out that Murder Barry is killing people? That's why they didn't point it out. Because Murder Barry is killing people. Imagine what the Flash could do to you if he thought about killing you. Nobody wants to say anything about that. If I saw the Flash murder a baby in front of me, I'd be like, you know what, dog? It's cool. Hey, man. If you need me to shine your shoes, dog, to get that blood off it, I'll do that. I know your outfit is red, but I'll get that blood off your shoes. Just letting you know.
Okay. Thanks, IBM. That was IBM. But last thing I really do want to bring up. So we talked about Zoom, we talked about Spivot, we talked about, the fact that Barry's murdering people. I'm just, at this point, do you know the one thing I'm just waiting for happen, which I know is going to be Earth 2, Caitlin? I want to see Killer Frost. That's the main thing that I really want to see out of all the Flash. I'm more so than Zoom.
I know. I'm gonna say this. I hope they don't bring her here. I kind of don't want. See, okay, she has to be from Earth 2. I'm just not ready for Caitlin to be Killer Frost.
But see,
you gotta change her. They gotta completely change her.
You know off the bat, they've already introduced the fact that they can have everyone's doppelganger. That Killer Frost is gonna be from Earth 2.
Yeah.
I would have liked the source better if she wasn't. That was me, but. I still want to see that. I want to see Killer Frost be looking at Caitlyn.
So do you think it's going to be on Caitlyn or the Caitlyn?
No, I fully believe.
So you think that on Caitlyn? Because let's be honest, Cisco has secret powers he never knew from the very beginning. So what if she has secret powers?
I think what it's going to be is because they've already established that just because you are who you are in this universe does not mean who you are in the next universe.
Right.
So Caitlyn in this one is goody two shoes, scientist, physicist, whatever. But then Killer Frost is going to be another version of Caitlyn who probably doesn't even know anything about science, but is part of people. And I want to see them two meet and have like a dialogue. That's what I really want to see.
You know they're gonna do it.
Yeah, you know they're gonna do it.
Okay, this is the last thing I want to talk about, and then we can leave because we're done talking. We've talked about this enough. But here's the thing, and this is my. You can comment down below about this because I feel like this is an anomaly going on in my head that doesn't make sense from Earth 1 and Earth 2. All right, so in Earth 1 and Earth 2, you got people that are very different. You got some people that are evil, you got some people that are good, and sometimes they're the exact same people, right? So if those people are bad, they would do things that are different from good people from Earth 1. Like let's say Earth 2 person might do drugs, right? And Earth 1 person doesn't do drugs. He just becomes a successful person. Wouldn't that successful person meet a different person and make a different type of baby versus the person that meet an Earth 2 and make a different type of baby? But yet everybody seems to be born at the same time. But statistically, if you're going to be different than you are Earth 1 and Earth 2, shouldn't you meet different people and do different things and actually different people should be born?
No,
it doesn't make sense that the exact same people are born.
Well, okay, first and foremost, that is a perfect example of comic book logic.
Right.
But then also, I would say that time is still moving forward. It's like your two parents still met, but the nature of events that led you to being a good person didn't happen. So in Earth 2...
So what about my kids that would be born in Earth 1? He wasn't born in Earth 2? See, that's what I'm saying. It's like that alignment shouldn't have started at my timeline. It should have started way before.
And you know what? Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about the comic book logic aspect of it. What do you think about Jay Garrett now that we get to see him? Let me know about what we think about Zoom. I personally am the whole reason I'm watching Flash season 2 is just to see Killer Frost. That's the only reason.
I actually want to see Wally West. Like Wally West is what I'm waiting on because he's gonna be like the Kid Flash. He's actually I don't know if he's gonna don the costume in this season, but I do know he's going to get his powers this season, and I actually want to see Wally West. I'm excited for Wally West. The moms, we didn't talk about this, is that the West mom just came through, and so she just showed up at the end of the show, and that might be like, hey, I brought our son with us or something. You know what I mean? And it's like, and come on, you know we about to meet Wally West.
You know what will be on some true drama logic?
What?
You see how the mom shows up, and you see how Joe doesn't want to have anything to do with her,
right?
But then homeboy Barry's dad, who just got out of prison, meets her. And you see how, lo and behold, that's how Wally West gets born?
No. So
I'm just saying.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm just saying.
We don't need no more VH1 drama in these shows.
Yes, we do.
Holla at your boy.
This
My
Mason
name is
AJ.
Lance Excalibur.
Mason AJ.
No, stop.
Wait, you know what?
I'm Lance Excalibur.
Yeah, I'm putting on the mask.
That's your mask.
And this is Mason AJ. Tune in next time.
Kind of accepted that's just how he is.
Consistently.
He was, cause when you're consistent, people just go, okay, that's just him. And he kind of sold me on his acting. I was like, okay, because he didn't get better or worse. He was just like, that's just how I do it. And I was like, you know what, I can feel him. So